Hi, everybody. David Howell with John Knox Presbyterian Church. If you're like me, the 4th of July has snuck up on you. I don't even know what happened in the month of June, and now it's time to celebrate the birth of our nation. But in the midst of all that's going on in the world, a lot of us are doing so with heavy hearts and heads hung low. Right now we're going through the times of pandemic and social unrest. And we used to stand together strong when we faced adversity as a country. And it seems now we just want to argue and fight over every issue. I remember when the pandemic started, my wife Angie bought us T-shirts that said Greenville Strong, and we were going to stand together to battle this illness. And then people quickly divided up into their camps to argue over mask or no mask, and we made it a political instead of a social health issue. Same thing happened with the social unrest that happened with the race issues that were brought to the forefront. We yell and scream and tell of our problems that are going on in our viewpoints, and we forget to listen deeply to others, and most importantly, to listen to God and what He has to say about how we should approach this issue. This all made me think about a passage from Scripture, Isaiah chapter 58, talking about false and true worship of God. How often we try to put our own interests forward without listening to God deeply. How we try to put our own safety and security forward instead of looking out for the interest of others. And this is a wonderful message from God about how we should approach Him. So it's my message for you all today as we approach the 4th of July for our country, for our city, and for our state, and just for the world. Shout out, do not hold back, lift up your voice like a trumpet. Announce to my people their rebellion, to the house of Jacob their sins. Yet day after day they seek me and delight to know my ways, as if they were a nation that practiced righteousness and did not forsake the ordinance of their God. They ask of me righteous judgments. They delight to draw near to God. Why do we fast, but you do not see? Why humble ourselves, but you do not notice? Look, you serve your own interest on your fast day and oppress all your workers. Look, you fast only to quarrel and to fight and to strike with a wicked fist. Such fasting as you do today will not make your voice heard on high. Is such the fast that I choose, a day to humble oneself? Is it to bow down the head like a bulrush and to lie in sackcloth and ashes? Will you call this a fast, a day acceptable to the Lord? Is not this the fast that I choose? To loose the bonds of injustice, to undo the thongs of the yoke, to let the oppressed go free, and to break every yoke? Is it not to share your bread with the hungry and bring the homeless poor into your house? When you see the naked, to cover them and not to hide yourself from your own kin? Then your light shall break forth like the dawn, and your healing shall spring up quickly. Your vindicator shall go before you. The glory of the Lord shall be your rear guard. Then you shall call, and the Lord will answer. You shall cry for help, and He will say, Here I am. If you remove the yoke from among you, the pointing of the finger, the speaking of evil, if you offer your food to the hungry and satisfy the needs of the afflicted, then your light shall rise in the darkness and your gloom be like the noonday. The Lord will guide you continually and satisfy your needs in parched places and make your bones strong. And you shall be like a watered garden, like a spring of water whose waters never fail. Your ancient ruins shall be rebuilt. You shall raise up the foundations of many generations. You shall be called the repairer of the breach, the restorer of the streets to live in. If you refrain from trampling the Sabbath, from pursuing your own interest on my holy day, if you call the Sabbath a delight and the holy day of the Lord honorable, if you honor it, not going your own ways, serving your own interest, or pursuing your own affairs, then you shall take delight in the Lord, and I will make you ride upon the heights of the earth. I will feed you with the heritage of your ancestor Jacob, for the mouth of the Lord has spoken. Friends, that's my hope. That's my prayer for us as a nation as we begin to celebrate this 4th of July weekend. Let us put our own interest aside at times so that we can help those in need among us. Let's listen deeply to people so that the freedoms and justice that many of us experience as citizens of the United States can be celebrated and experienced by all the people in our country, that rich diversity of people of all colors and creeds. Let us make the reality of the Declaration of Independence a reality for all people in our country. And most importantly, let's go to God and listen to Him, to truly worship Him and seek the interest of our brothers and sisters, and truly worship God by giving our lives in service to Him and to the people around us. May this be the reality for our nation so that our bones can be made strong, so that we can relay those foundations that seem to have crumbled, and so we can rise again so that our light can shine. And even in the darkness, our brightness will be like the noonday light. God bless you all, and I hope you have a blessed 4th of July.